Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I woke up this morning and I told to myself, Beppe, you're privileged. Beppe, you're extremely lucky. But not only you, also all the Juventini of the world that are watching this video. Yes, you at home. It's Monday, I know that you're taking your coffee, your breakfast, or you're already at work and you already put your headphones on, so ciao Juventino, ciao Juventina. The ones that are watching this video, we are lucky. Why? Because this video will speak about Serie A, about Champions League, Club World Cup, Mercato, pay attention, big change in Mercato, big bomba of Mercato. And we are lucky because a lot of fans around the world, they can't speak about Champions League because their team didn't qualify. And even less can speak about a fantastic competition that will be the Club World Cup that will be played between June and July. We are lucky. And that's why I'm asking you this Monday morning to put a maximum of like, continue to subscribe to the channel, let's make that channel bigger and bigger, you know it costs you zero, helping me a lot, and then comment, because I'm curious to read you. And when I'm saying I'm curious to read you, it's because when I'm reading the comments here on the YouTube, on social media, when I'm hearing to football experts or whatever, I don't feel yet, I don't know why, I don't feel yet the belief that this Juventus can do wonders. I don't feel that what Juventus is doing is good. I'm not speaking about enthusiasm, because we felt the enthusiasm during the transfer market because Thiago Motta, Cope, Manners, etc., etc. The first two games of Serie A, I know that the 3-0-0 in a row took away a bit of that enthusiasm, but it's not that much the enthusiasm that is worrying me, that will come with victories, etc. It is the belief that we are doing well. The belief that Juve won already in Champions League, a beautiful game, that we didn't lose in Serie A, that we are second with 12 points, that we just beat Genoa 3-0, that we didn't concede any goal. I don't feel yet the belief that this team can do better, that we can go and reach the... No, I don't feel it yet. I know that in today's world, if you are not doing wonders, miracle, nobody's speaking about you. Look at Girona in Spain last year. You had to wait half of the season before you heard the name of Girona. Leverkusen, 3/4 of the season before we started speaking about the unbeatable Leverkusen. You remember? So, I don't know. Then I think to myself, what is missing? For people really realizing that not everything is granted. A 3-0 against Genoa is not granted. It's maybe that big game. That big convincing game in a big game. Convincing victory in a big game. Because it's true that we played against Roma, against Napoli, and twice we did 0-0 in our home. But we need a big team that we can beat, so that people, and starting with the Juventini, because that's who I'm speaking about, the rest I don't care, but that Juventini are saying, okay, I believe in this team. There is something that can happen. And I'm not here to tell you, start believing that we will win the Scudetto, the Champions League, and all the competition, Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, that we didn't even mention. No, that's not what I'm telling you, but just a bit of conviction that this team is strong, that has a beautiful potential, and we have that opportunity on Wednesday against Leipzig, because Leipzig is a team that is third in Bundesliga, that is doing quite well, that has a lot of talent, and we start tomorrow again with Champions League. Not that we play, the Champions League will be played, but we will start having our schedule. First, the press conference of Leipzig, etc. And then we will train in the morning at La Continassa, traveling to Leipzig, where we'll do a walk around in their stadium at 5:50, so 10 minutes before 6 p.m. We'll have our press conference at 6:15, so I can't wait to hear Thiago Motta. The press conferences in Champions League, they're always longer because you have an extra player. The last time it was Locatelli. Let's see who will be there this time. I can't wait. That's the schedule for tomorrow before playing on Wednesday. And I was thinking, analyzing a bit Leipzig, who can potentially play? It will not be an easy game. I know that I told you that Champions League will be easier competition. No, I didn't say easier competition. I said a competition where Juventus has the potential to do well. A competition where Juventus can play their game. Why? Because the opponent, it's not like in Serie A. Low block, waiting, blocking, that Juventus is doing a mistake to go in counter-attack. No, it's a competition where the opponent wants to play as well. They want to hurt, like PSV started. Remember how PSV started? Well, it will be the same story with Leipzig, with a huge big difference that Leipzig is much stronger than PSV. They have the qualities with their players, with their way of playing. It's a team that is used also to play these kind of games. They are playing in their home, so it will be a tough game. And I was thinking, like, how can we play against them? Muscles. Muscles in the midfield. But muscles that know what to do from the moment that we recuperate that ball. Because one thing is blocking the game, intercepting the ball, and then not knowing what to do with it. No, that's the key of the game of Wednesday. Recuperate fast the ball, put muscle, win your contrast, your duels, and then immediately you need to find someone that is unmarked. So that fact that we need to work on being unmarked, to be available to receive that ball, already knowing what to do when you will receive the ball will be really, really important. So I think that we will see three players in that midfield. Locatelli, that rested against Genoa. Thuram, that entered really well against Genoa. And a Koopmeiners that can continue to play from the first minute. And let's see if he will finish the game or not. These are the players that we are really counting on. Because on the other side, Leipzig, they have also top players. Xavi Simons, Sesko, Openda, but much more than only these ones. They are playing with the old-fashioned 4-4-2 that becomes a 4-2-4 in possession, in ball possession. So pay attention to the other players, to Antonio Nusa. Do you remember that we were speaking about him, but also a really solid defense. Henrik Orban, Lukeba, David Raum. Pay attention to their goalkeeper. And that's the paradox. We are speaking about two teams that will play a possession-based football. That's why I'm curious. Who will have that possession? Leipzig is a team with 60% possession. Juve is a team with 60% possession. Who will have the possession in that game? Super important. But two teams that want to play, that want to dominate the game. But at the end, yeah, we could think, okay, two offensive teams. No, we are speaking about the two best defense of their leagues. 0 goals conceded for Juve after 6 games. In Serie A, 2 goals conceded by Leverkusen in 5 games from Leipzig, the best defense, together with Empoli. Strange to mention Empoli, but it's worth mentioning them because they are doing really well. Yesterday, 0-0 against Fiorentina. So you see, there are teams that it will be really difficult, and that's why I'm asking Dusan Vlahovic to step up. To step up in a big game of Champions League. He played 8 games, scored 2 goals. We all remember the goals that he scored against Villarreal and Maccabi Haifa. Wednesday, we're expecting Juventus to step up, to convince Juventini that we can do something beautiful this season. And also Dusan, that is starting to score also against the big teams in Europe, because he needs also that label of big striker also in big games. Now, what I think about that lineup, I think that we will see a 4-2-3-1 more than a 4-1-4-1, with the starting 11 that could be Di Gregorio in the goal, Cambiaso on the left, Kalulu on the right, Bremer, Gatti in the center of the defense. They have just a doubt. Can it be Kalulu in the center of the defense with Savona on the right? Can be. It could be a start for Savona in Champions League. Double pivot, Thuram, Locatelli, and then the same man up front. And they will tell me, Beppe, but okay, fine, good, well, whatever you want. But what about the other players? Because there are some players that we want to see from the first minute that you are not mentioning. I know. And I have a good news. That there were some players that I was doubting from in the beginning of the season, if they would be ready. And they gave me the reassurance that they are ready. If they are playing or if they enter, they are ready. A McKennie that is doing really well in Champions League, for example. When we saw him entering in Champions League, he scored already a goal, the only midfielder at the moment with a goal. Or a Fagioli that convinced me, or a Savona that convinced me. Well, these players, especially Fagioli in the last game, these players are ready. And I know that you will tell me, Beppe, but we are not speaking about McKennie, we are not speaking about Fagioli, about Savona. We want the offensive players, we want the one that are dribbling, the one that are able to keep the ball. Did you watch the highlights and skills of Genoa from Douglas Luiz? He enters the first ball, he's doing a nutmeg. I know we are speaking about them. Calma. Douglas Luiz is a player that I start seeing playing from the start against Cagliari. In 1 month, he would be ready to play that game. But at the moment now, we need muscles, breaking the game, taking the ball, playing fast. Douglas Luiz, I'm not sure if he will be the same level as Thuram in the game of tomorrow. So I see him entering. I don't see him starting yet. But against Cagliari, I'm sure that he will start. And then the one that is on all the front pages, but also in all the minds, in all the hearts of new Juventini or Juventini that are watching, that new player is Conceicao. I know that you want Conceicao to start. Questo Cicco fa impazzire. This guy, this kid, this Cicco make us crazy. And he's throwing with that celebration like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Conceicao. The way he entered is crazy. Now, why didn't I put him in the starting 11? For two reasons. The first one is, don't forget, he's coming back from an injury. One. Two, because I think it's really a player that Thiago Motta at the moment is really seeing as one that can change you the game. A game changer that can enter on that right side, making not only the tifosi of Juve going crazy, but also Leipzig. Pay attention, there is a backstage story of Mercato about Conceicao. There is a player that after David Olmo was in talks with Barcelona and Leipzig gave green light for them to do, well, their ideal replacement for David Olmo in that game would have been him, Conceicao. There were offers, there were talks. He was not even saying no. When did he change his mind? When he heard Cristiano Giuntoli. When he heard Juventus that said, we count on you, we want you. And at the end, he waited, he gave his approval. So he could have been the other way around. Conceicao against Juventus Football Club on Wednesday. Luckily, we have him, and I'm extremely happy. I'm sure that the sales of the shirts of Conceicao will increase also because Juventus is planning to sign him permanently. You know it, we have a loan of 7 million plus 3 of bonus, and there is a clause at 30 million that Juventus want to negotiate, but they want to go for the player. But they will need to be fast, not only for the clause, but also because there is a big potential huge change in the Mercato, and that's the bomb that I wanted to give you. I'm extremely happy. Finally, my prayers were heard from the gods of football, because looks like Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, and Liga, the top 5 leagues, they are about to find an agreement to make sure that the Calcio Mercato ends on the 15th of August. With what consequence, with what reason, why, what is the reasoning behind it, so that the leagues, they start after the Mercato is closed. Mamma mia, mamma mia. I am so happy. Because it doesn't work like that you start, you don't know if Koopmeiners will come, you don't know if a player that you are putting on the field will give his maximum because he's already thinking about another team, etc., that you are obliged to put players out of the market. That would be fantastic, guys. Fantastic. I can't wait that they approve it. It's not official yet, but they are working on it. Of course, I could be selfish. I could be telling you, hey, it's really bad news because on the channel, when we have Calcio Mercato, you know, the views are sky high, especially in the 2 last weeks of August, where you're really, really with big, huge views, new followers. But I'm so happy because I'm always thinking about Juventus first, about the football first. That could be a fantastic news. And who knows, maybe we could go for Sesko. Bah. I don't know. Let's see. Europa Nostra, or Europe. It's over now to speak about Europe because I want to go back to Serie A. Solo Conte, only Antonio Conte and Napoli that are first now in the ranking of Serie A, going over Torino. They have 13 points, 1 point more than Juve. If you're looking at the ranking, they are first, followed by Juve, and then you see Milan, Inter, Torino with 11 points, Empoli, Lazio, Udinese with 10 points. There are only 4 points of difference between the first one and the 8th one. It's really incredibly compact. It shows that the Serie A will be extremely competitive this year, that nothing is granted, nothing is secured, nothing is insured, because today you see a Napoli that is running, but it's baby steps, because next week they lose, Milan wins, they go first. So you need to really pay attention game by game by game, because a lot of changes can happen. Which was the team that impressed me the most in Serie A, just to give you a recap. Of course, the Milan, not that they impressed me, but the fact, of course, that winning that derby could potentially be a game changer in their season, in their conviction, because it starts to work really well. So, yeah, Milan giving continuity to that result is an important one. After their win 4-0 against, I don't remember who they played against. They won 4-0, Venezia. Then 3-0. Now they won the derby. Pay attention to Milan that is back. Inter didn't convince me at all. You see it, they are missing Barella. They have a lot of competition. They start to be old, but I continue to say that Inter is the favorite to win the Scudetto this year, because at the end, they are stronger than all the other ones. Atalanta, again, another flop. They were about to lose yesterday. Again, 1-0 would have been their 4th loss in 6 games. Atalanta is always the same story. They start the Serie A as a disaster. And then you will see that in a certain moment we'll speak about, again, an Atalanta that is even contender for the Scudetto. Now, you know who impressed me the most? It's Lazio. Lazio, that no matter what, they are there with 10 points. Baroni, it's a team that it doesn't look fashion. According to me, when we are watching, for example, Lazio, nobody's speaking about Lazio. People are speaking about Roma with Solé, with Dybala, that never play together. Huh? Never. Or it's Dybala or it's Solé. Together, no, forget about it. Yesterday we were lucky to win 2-1, but really, really lucky. They didn't impress me yesterday. But Lazio, silent, undercover, they are winning. No, they impressed me a lot, seriously. And then the Napoli, yesterday I watched like 15 minutes. Or 20 minutes, something like that. I don't remember. But really, until the first goal, Monza is a disaster, guys. Yeah, I always told you, Nesta is not a coach according to me, but they are really weak. They are really, 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 really weak. Of course, they will wake up then when they will play against Juve. But it was written from the beginning. You were just waiting for Napoli to score. And I'm scared that the 3 next games that they will play, Lecce, Como, I don't know, that they will kill all of them. Pay attention. One competition only, we know it. Now, I wanted to go towards that Club World Cup. Yesterday or 2 days ago, it is official. The cities has been revealed where we will play that competition. There are a lot of cities, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Charlton, Atlanta. I was about to say Atalanta. Orlando, Miami, Cincinnati, Nashville, Los Angeles, Seattle. So for the people from US, great, fantastic. For the people that are living in Europe or in we will have to adapt to the different time zones. Every time we need to pay attention. What time are they playing in our home? Which would be totally crazy. I don't expect the games will play at 3 a.m. in the morning for us. Like where they are doing when they are playing at night there. They will anticipate. They will play quite early so that it's a regional time also here. You see the stadiums here on the screen. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, etc. Hard Rock Stadium, etc., etc. So I can't wait for that competition. I know that not a lot of people are speaking about, but I can't wait to see the competition of the Club World Cup. For example, I can't wait to see Wednesday another celebration of Dusan Vlahovic together with Francisco Conceicao. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.